Hey friends, we're going to make a stained glass piece of art, and we're going to make it easy with a heart. And especially in February, there might be an opportunity for you to use a heart, love one another. Don't forget that part. And so anyway, let me show you how to do this. By making these black lines, like you would in a leaded glass or something, we've got to have these black lines. So an easy way to do that is to get some Elmer's glue and about a half of a bottle, and just look in your resource room, you've got lots of low bottles, and you want about a half a bottle of the glue, and then add some black acrylic paint, and that shouldn't be too hard. You can just squirt that in there. And the truth is, you can mix it by just closing it and shaking it, but if that doesn't go fast enough, take the lid off and use a skewer or a stir stick of some sort, and you can mix it up that way. But once it's mixed up, it should squirt out pretty easily. And I have this paper towel here just to make sure that it won't be runny or won't look weird in any way before I actually put it on the cardstock. You do need to use a piece of cardstock, something a little heavier, because when you come back later and watercolor the paint, you don't want it to bubble up. So let's do the heart first. So evenly squirt it out and come around. We'll do it on this side too. Evenly. And if it's not perfect, that's okay, because it's your art. You can make it whatever you want it to be. After you make the heart, then you want to make the grid inside the heart. So let's say I want the grid to go sideways in here instead of the other way. And I'll do more of up and down and left to right on the outside grid. So this way, we've got a neat design that really complements or a different contrast than the other. All right, so that's pretty easy. Now let's go across this way, nice and even. And I'm not even touching the paper now. And you might say, well, can I make a squiggle line? Well, of course you can. If you want to make a squiggle line, that would be just fine. Let's do one up here too. So it looks a little bit different whenever it dries and you start filling it in with the color. Now we want the around the edge to look. So let's go ahead and do that across, and you can make your stained glass pieces as large as you want or as small as you want. It's up to you. Your kids will have a fun time drawing with black glue. Here we go. All right, and then we want to do the actual piece that goes up and down to make that grid. And then, honestly, if you wanted to leave it like this and just do shades all the way down, you could, but just to show you, let's go ahead and do this all the way down. And this is a nice place to even add a swirl if you want that. And if it doesn't come out just the way you want, just go back and touch it up. Make sure the lines are solid, so whenever you come back and paint, that it all looks very uniform. Like that one didn't go very solid, so let's do it again, just to be sure. One more straight one here. All right. So here's the problem with this art craft, is you have to wait and let this dry. So it's going to be a week 1 and a week 2, or a day 1 and a day 2. So make sure their name is on it before you start, because now you'll have to put it on the front, but if you had it on the back before you started, you'd already know. So just as a word of warning to do that. It really is just watercolor paint. When you come back and you paint in, if you use less water, the colors will be more vibrant, more brilliant whenever you put them on. So remember that part. But whenever it's time to paint this, it's super easy to paint because you're actually keeping it within the glue lines. and it works really great. I think your kids are going to have a great time making this craft.